Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're completely rethinking that dreaded midday slump. You know the one. If you routinely hit a brick wall right around 2 p.m., you're going to want to listen closely. Because today, we're exploring how the exact foods you eat literally dictate your cellular energy, your hydration, and your blood sugar.
So let's just jump right in with a really foundational question. When you feel that wave of exhaustion wash over you, does your body actually need more stimulation, or does it simply need the right fuel? Our first instinct is almost always to grab a coffee or crack open an energy drink. But today, we're going to look at a much more sustainable approach.
Basically, you've got two paths here. On one side, we have stimulation, things like caffeine and refined sugars. Sure, they give you a rapid, temporary spike in alertness, but let's be real, it's almost always followed by a massive crash. On the other side, we have the right fuel, nutrient-dense, whole foods that provide a steady, sustained release of energy. And the good news is, you absolutely do not need caffeine to feel energized as long as you're giving your cells the raw materials they actually need to function.
Here's our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll start by looking beyond the caffeine crash, then dive into slow-release energy carbohydrates, followed by proteins and healthy fats, hydration and essential micronutrients, and wrap it all up with the balanced energy formula.
All right, part one, beyond the caffeine crash. We really have to shift our mindset away from these instant fixes, because true energy comes from a constant, steady availability of nutrients in our bloodstream.
Which brings us perfectly into part two, slow-release energy carbohydrates.
The science behind why certain foods keep us going is just fascinating. Take oats, for example. They pack this incredibly powerful soluble fiber called beta-glucan. Because of this specific fiber, oats digest at an absolute crawl compared to refined sugars. And that slow digestion is exactly what provides a sustained source of energy. Plus, they're loaded with B vitamins and minerals that are directly involved in normal energy metabolism. Think of complex carbs like these as the slow-burning wood in your body's metabolic fire, completely different from the quick flash of paper you get from refined sugars.
But hey, it's not just oats. We've got some incredible, often overlooked champions of complex carbs here. Bananas are basically nature's most convenient fuel. They offer carbs alongside potassium and vitamin B6, which makes them absolutely perfect if you find yourself hungry and tired between meals. Then you've got beans and lentils. Honestly, the unsung heroes of energy. Lentils, chickpeas, and black beans give you an amazing combo of complex carbs, fiber, and plant-based protein, plus minerals like iron and magnesium. And of course, whole grains, like brown rice, barley, and whole grain pasta. Listen, carbohydrates are not the enemy. Your brain and your muscles rely heavily on glucose for fuel. The trick is simply choosing these nutrient and fiber-rich sources over highly refined, rapid-digesting ones.
Moving right along to part three, proteins and healthy fats.
So, to keep all that fantastic carbohydrate fuel we just talked about from burning off way too fast, we've got to create satiety. When we group these specific items together, they act as anchors. Take eggs. They don't have many carbs, but they deliver high-quality protein, vitamin B12, riboflavin, selenium, and choline. If you swap a sugary breakfast for eggs, you're literally building a meal that keeps you satisfied for hours. Nuts and seeds like almonds and pumpkin seeds give us energy-dense, healthy fats along with fiber and magnesium. Greek yogurt is just packed with protein and calcium. And fatty fish like salmon or sardines, they offer incredible omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin B12, and vitamin D to support normal brain and cardiovascular function. These fats and proteins are basically the brakes that slow down your digestion, giving you that long-lasting, even-keeled energy.
Next up, part four. Hydration and essential micronutrients.
You know, sometimes your fatigue isn't about a lack of calories or macronutrients at all. It's actually a lack of basic, systemic maintenance. Your cells rely on specific tools to do their jobs. Leafy greens like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard provide folate, magnesium, vitamin C, and vitamin K. But crucially, some contain iron. And iron is absolutely essential for making hemoglobin, the protein responsible for carrying oxygen throughout your blood. Simply put, if you lack oxygen delivery, you're gonna feel fatigued. Oh, and we cannot talk about systemic maintenance without talking about water. Even mild dehydration can cause tiredness, headaches, and a total lack of focus. If you've been active or just haven't been drinking fluids, and yeah, that includes water from fruits, veggies, and soups, that sluggish feeling might literally just be your body crying out for hydration.
And finally, part 5, the balanced energy formula.
Okay,
Listen up, because this is the single biggest mistake people make when trying to improve their energy. They treat nutrition like a caffeine shot. They go hunting for a single miraculous superfood that's going to instantly wake them up. But your energy levels are not determined by a single food. Nutrition just doesn't work that way. Eating one handful of spinach isn't going to magically make you energized. A healthy, energized body is built from consistent habits and smart combinations, not one magical ingredient.
The actual formula is simple, but man, is it powerful. It's protein plus complex carbs, plus healthy fats, plus fiber, and throw in some fruits or vegetables. Let's look at how this plays out in real life. Take those slow-digesting oats, combine them with protein-rich Greek yogurt, add a banana for quick fuel, and toss in some walnuts for healthy fats and fiber. Boom, perfect breakfast. Or for dinner, combine lentil plant power with whole grains, vegetables, and olive oil. Or how about a savory breakfast of eggs, whole grain bread, veggies, and fruit? These combinations absolutely guarantee you're getting complex carbs for immediate fuel, anchored securely by proteins and fats for lasting satiety. You're getting a way broader range of nutrients than any sugary snack could ever hope to provide.
So the next time you feel that 2 p.m. slump creeping in, and before you reach for the coffee, just run through this quick diagnostic checklist in your head. Ask yourself, have I actually eaten a balanced meal today? Have I had enough fluids? Did I get enough sleep last night? Have I been physically active? This is so vital because no amount of perfectly balanced healthy food can compensate for chronic sleep deprivation or severe dehydration. Your energy is influenced by your overall lifestyle, your stress levels, and your habits just as much as what's on your plate.
I'm going to leave you with this final thought. If you're doing everything right, you're diligently eating well, you're perfectly hydrated, you're getting great sleep, and you're staying active, but you still feel persistent, unexplained fatigue, it might be time to have a chat with a healthcare professional. Don't just assume you need another cup of coffee to push through. Ask yourself, what is the underlying message my fatigue is trying to send me? Listen to it, fuel your body wisely, and take your natural energy back.